Good day, welcome to my channel. This is Song Meanings, according to fans. Today's topic is, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out Of, by U2. To me, this song is about how we should never take life for granted. We should not worry about petty things, but enjoy every second we have on earth. Whenever I'm crying, or ticked off, or anything that makes me emotionally unstable, I listen to this song, and it totally fixes me up again. It's like Bono's giving you a love pat, a slap in the face, a friend gives to put you in your place, and he's telling me to stop feeling sorry for myself. It's not that big of a deal, life goes on. I believe that it's about getting over a bad situation in one's life. I adore the part that goes, and if the night runs over, and if the day won't last, and if your way should falter along this stony path, it's just a moment, this time will pass. I think it's about moving on. After a bad thing happened, when my friend killed herself, I was mortified, and my grades dropped, and I was completely a mess. Then I heard this song, and then all I could do was listen to this song and think about her. I don't care who wrote this song, it is a really good song, and it has good lyrics. The lyrics are touching, comforting. It's talking about how things could affect lives differently, depending on how they are managed by the bearer. And it's just too bad the one the speaker, is talking to, was so into his problems, and was so burdened, he got stuck in the situation, and that's where the suicide thing is all about. He is also trying to say that he had bad times too. The water is warm, till you discover how deep. I wasn't jumping, for me it was a fall. It's a long way down, to nothing at all. But these are just moments, they will pass. Whenever I hear this song, it reminds me of September 11th, because they played it so much on the radio, right after it happened. It kind of fits too. I really like it a lot. Goddamn. This song has gotten me through some hard times, talked me through a lot of pain, and times of giving up. That's what makes it so great. Everyone has problems, and this song gives a messages that anyone could relate to. How powerful is that? I've liked this song since the first time I heard it. Then when I was going through a rough time, a friend of mine sent me the lyrics, and I was blown away at how moving and touching they were. It still makes me weep. My favorite lines, I'm still enchanted by the light you brought to me, and it's just a moment, this time will pass. Despite this song being about suicide, you can apply its meaning to all aspects of pain and suffering, and how people being stuck in a moment, living in the past, contributes to this pain. How can a society possibly move forward when all we want to do is blame one another, in a futile bid not to look at ourselves and address our personal demons? Luckily, the song provides a ray of hope for our ignorance. It's just a moment. This time will pass. I hope so, Bono. This song was made to lift people up. I don't know, it lifts me up. Great and uplifting, absolutely, but also strangely connected, and I must share this. The day after my teenage son died, his brother found this song that had been printed out and used as a bookmark in his journal. I had never heard the song, and found the first half was greatly comforting to a grieving heart. But we were stunned by the passages from I was unconscious, half asleep. The water is warm, till you discover how deep. I wasn't jumping, for me it was a fall. It's a long way down, to nothing at all. And if the night runs over, and if the day won't last, and if our way should falter along the stony path. Because every single line describes perfectly the location, and how, and the circumstances in which my son died, in uncanny specific detail. I suppose one could find other circumstances that might fit these passages. Anyway, for me it was stunning. These passages are abrupt and look quite different from the rest of the lyrics, and change the feeling in the music, and I wonder if they might be by a different writer, and if so, by whom? I'm still enchanted. To me, This song is all about learning to overcome even the most difficult periods in your life. This song is great because it can be about a breakup, death, or just depression in general. Whatever way you need to interpret, it works. I think the main message of the song is basically like, hey, I know this world can be cruel, and I understand how unhappy you are right now, but you can't just wallow forever. You have to move on, keep yourself together, because along with the bad comes good. And if you give up, thinking that there has to be something more on the other side, you may be wrong. Just because life isn't fair doesn't mean that deathness really is. This song is so uplifting to people who have moments of sadness or pain. For me, the moment the doctor told me that I did have cancer was a moment I don't want to live in. That moment has passed. This song is an inspiration for many people in many different situations. Use it to help you, that's what it's there for. I spoke to a female friend a week ago. I told her about this girl I met, and we had the best time for a month, and then when I had to leave the country, it all fell apart in a second. She told me about her relationship with some guy, which lasted 1 year and a half. And then she spent 5 years thinking about this guy, being stuck in a moment, and she told me this song reminded her of this. I found myself in the same situation. I kept thinking about the girl, and found myself in a circle. I wanted to get her back, apologize, but then when I did, I became angry and insecure, and did something opposite. Then I felt like running, but since I had nowhere to run, I turned in circles, and chased my tail in my head. Then I became sad. Then a few days later, started again the same cycle. The reason why you do this is that when someone you love goes away, a part of you starts to die, and you know that part will never grow back. So you don't want it to die, so you try to go back in the past, but you get stuck in a circle, because you are the same person, and you do the same mistakes again. I did the same stuff for 50 times. Every time I thought, this is the right time, I'll make it up. And then I did the same mistakes again. The root of this behavior is that you think that things will get better, that you will catch up for mistakes and misunderstanding, and get back to how it was before. The song tells you, don't say that, later will be better. In other words, admit that later will not be better. That you will not go back to the past, because the past is a moment, not a place. In the past, it was a place. But now, it's a moment. So if you want to get out of the circle, accept that later will not be better, and things will keep going downhill. It's also known as letting go. Would this be the best thing to say to a person considering suicide? You gotta stand up straight, carry your own weight, these tears are going nowhere, baby. And you are such a fool to worry like you do. You've got to get yourself together. And when he says, at the beginning, I'm not afraid of anything in this world, there's nothing you can throw at me that I haven't already heard. Is Bono saying, well, I'm doing great, you should be too? I don't think this is necessarily about a relationship. I think this song is gently encouraging people to move on and get over it. Maybe a tip of his hat to those in our society who feel compelled to blame their troubles on others and treat them poorly, instead of looking inward at their own motivations and actions. At the root of your motivations lies the reasons for what you do on a daily basis. Your true intentions, and if you are being honest with yourself, you know what those intentions are. To live, and let live, to live a life that harms others, or whatever the case may be. Of all the little moments that make up your life, there could potentially be a few moments that hold you back, and because you wish not to examine yourself or your beliefs, it is somehow easier to get stuck in either grief or loss, even hate. To truly enjoy your life, friends and family, you must not dwell on those who do not follow your path, or that you simply can't see eye to eye with. The lyrics are encouraging the person not to be stubborn, but to overcome the sorrow or trauma, so they can live a full and happy life in peace. Bye bye, see you on the next one.